Hello to all my Flosstube neighbors and welcome. I'm so happy to be spending time with you once more. Thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me. And if you are a returning viewer, you're amazing. I enjoy each and every one of our interactions that we have from video to video. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for clicking on me and seeing what I'm all about. I hope you like it enough to subscribe and give me a thumbs up and ring the bell so that you can be notified when I'm doing things. I really do appreciate it. This is a channel about cross-stitching, but it's about cross-stitching and a little bit more. I'm not exactly sure yet what more it's going to be because as anything, it's taking shape as it progresses, but we're shaping it together. And I'm so happy to be co-creating this collective community of kindness. That's a lot of alliteration. Co-creating a collective community of kindness. Wow. My English teacher would be so happy. But anyway, welcome and thank you. What a week it has been. Well, first, a couple of things. I'm recording earlier in the morning today, so if the light is really wonky and I look like half of me, if I look like Two-Face from Batman, I apologize. I don't know what this decided to do, this big red bump. It's not a bump, it's just a little red area above my left eye. I don't know why that's there. I don't know why it's there. Maybe my face just wanted to color coordinate with the rose from my garden, which is sitting next to the brain in the jar, which is not a brain in the jar. But where was I going with all that? See, tangents. No, I'm recording earlier in the day because later in the afternoon I have a couple of things that I have to do. So I want to get this recorded and edited and uploaded as quickly as I can. But I didn't want to skip a week. And I want to talk about last week because first off, because last week was a very special video and it was special on many levels. I'm so thrilled and so happy and so, just my heart is warmed that so many of you resonated with the story about Miss SHARYL and that it touched so many of you. That is not me, that is her. That is all her, and every bit of love and feeling that you felt through that video I was just the channel. That was who she was. So if you felt that, you encountered my dear, sweet Miss SHARYL. And I'm not going to lose it this week. I'm not going to get all emotional, but I just wanted to say that right off the top. I thank you, and I know somewhere she thanks you as well. We're going to talk more about SHARYL just a little bit later. Very quickly, I do not monetize my channel. If you see an ad at the beginning of my video, just click the button and skip it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I just thought I would let you know. So, the upside down rubber hand mystery. One of my viewers very astutely and accurately pointed out that well, let me go back a bit. First of all, say hello to the handstanding cat. I pointed this out to you last week and you all loved it. You loved it so much that one of my viewers, Yoanita, and I think I'm saying that correctly this time, she was the viewer who sent me the two little golden book images of the coloring cats. And she very sweetly, when we were talking about handstanding cats, she sent me this amazing picture. Is that not the cutest thing ever? But anyway, so handstanding cat is now a staple of XrossStitch, as well as brain in the jar. One of these days they're going to be puppets. I just know they're going to be puppets. But anyway, handstanding cat was something that is seen in teakwood here. But another of my viewers said that she saw an upside down rubber glove, and we did not know, none of us could figure out what that was, but she sent me a screenshot like I asked her to. Ta-da! And you know what? I see it. It has to do with the way the light passes through the shadows of this piece. And I think it's fascinating because, you know, truly art and nature actually is how you, I mean, there are all sorts of things that can be seen in this. Someone said Oogie Boogie from Nightmare on The Nightmare Before Christmas, and other people have said, you know, it looks like Scooby-Doo. The top looks like Scooby-Doo, or and I just think that's fascinating. I love it. But we need to name Handstanding Cat. We need to give it a name. I'm going to ask for your help on that so we can name it, because, you know, everything needs a name. So help me name Handstanding Cat. And thank you, Yoanita, for that sweet picture. And thank you to my viewer. It makes me so mad because your name is leaving me right now. I'm going to put it here. Thank you so much for sending me the outline of the upside down rubber glove. I do see it. Actually, I completely see it now. So thank you very much for doing that. And that's about all we need to wrap up from last time. But it was just, I love that. That's one of the things about this floss tube that I absolutely adore. Today, because of the adjustment in my schedule, I didn't bring my table in front of me, and I don't have all my works in progress before you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you up close my progress in photographs. Many of you have commented that you really like the insets that I do and the editing, and thank you so much. That means so much to me because I do spend a lot of time doing that, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the polish of it. But so what I'm going to do with my works in progress this week is I'm just going to use inset photos so that you can see them very close up. And I'll also try to post the photos of where I was last week with each of them. But as you know, I've been working on the Wizard of Oz Secret Stitch Along by Satsuma Street. I love it. And we have the final chapter. We received it on Thursday. I can't really show you the chart, and it's just a chart that we receive, but it's the wizard in his hot air balloon and the Emerald City in the background, and it is a gorgeous panel with a lot of beautiful greens and color combinations. So this is where I am on it. It's taking shape. Let me tell you, there's a lot of stitches in that balloon, and it's beautiful. The color combination in that balloon is absolutely beautiful with the pale greens and the darker greens and the blues and the purples. I just love it. Love everything about it. And when I finish it, hopefully by next week to show you, this will be the largest cross stitch piece I've ever done. It will be. And I'm so pleased about it. As you know, I started a hashtag at the beginning of the summer called Spooky Summer Stitch. And the response has been great, and it continues to evolve and grow, and I'm so thrilled about it. It's going to be a thing next year too, let me tell you, even when we finish this year, well, even when summer is over, I'll bring it back next year. Hopefully, we'll still be floss tubing then. And I worked on a few things. The first being Glendon Place's Sleepy Hollow. This is the piece that you, my viewers, chose for me several, well, I can say a month or so ago now. And the more I stitch on it, the more I love it. I made a good amount of progress on it. I worked on it shortly after last week's Flosstube recording, and I worked on it pretty diligently to get a little bit ahead because I knew I wanted to work on other things. But I worked on some of the tombstones with blended threads. That was fun, and more of the greenery and more of the leg. What I'm doing is I'm pacing myself. The horse itself is tremendously the dark colors, right? All the shades of gray and 310. It's just all that. And that gets monotonous after a while, and my eyes start to cross and go wonky. So what I'll do is I'll work an area in 310, and then I'll go to a green, and then I'll work an area in 3755, and then I'll you know, whatever. I'm so excited I'm talking in number colors now. I just think that's great. You know, you hear people, oh, it's 72, it's 728, or blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, I'll never do that. Come on. Come on. Another spooky summer stitch that I worked on this week was another stitch along. It's the When Witches Go Riding stitch along from the Tiny Modernist. This is so much fun. And it's fun and different, and I'll switch off to this when I get tired of the DMC because I'm doing it in all sulky threads, and I love them. And I can't wait to do more projects in them, with them, and I'm really enjoying it. That angel is a beast in the center of this thing. I love the motif, but it's a beast. It's a lot of counting and a lot of gray and white. And so again, I'll alternate. I do a little on that, and then I do part of the witch, and then I'll do a little on the angel, and then I'll do part of the wording. But it's starting to take shape, and I'm really excited about it. And I think those holes in the top corner, I actually think they're lessening somewhat as I manipulate the fabric, which many of you told me would happen. So I'm excited about that. But I also got one of those seam rippers. I don't know why my hand is floating here, but you know, I talk with my hands, so if you can't see them, you can't understand what I'm saying, right? Anyway, I got one of those seam rippers with the Q-tip end, with like the rubber end that looks like a Q-tip, and it's fantastic. So hopefully, if that will continue to lessen those holes. So many of you were like, don't put water on it. So I'm not going to put water on it just yet. They say that fabric is color fast, but yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think it might be better to try alternate methods first. So that's When Witches Go Riding Halloween Stitch Along by the Tiny Modernist. I briefly touched Halloween Cat this week, very briefly. I guess I like her so much that I'm kind of not working on her as much so that she'll last longer, but I did put in some of the tree, the lilac colors in the tree. In fact, one night, that's all I put into it. And then I went to something else, but that's Halloween Cat. I did get some progress on it. We have reached the midpoint of the Flosstube, and you know what that means. Some weeks it's Wheel of Stories, but this week it's Chris's Toy Chest. So this is the segment where I pull something out of my ever-growing past, the older I get, and I talk about it. And I thought it would be nice to talk a little bit about my buddy Snoopy. In my very first Flosstube, I showed you the piece that I was actually working on at that time, and it was Snoopy Chef. And I can think of no better way to reintroduce myself to the cross-stitching world than that chart, because Snoopy was enormous in my childhood. Snoopy was enormous, I think, in every child of the 70s, because, you know, only recently had the cartoons hit the airwaves, and they were replayed every year. You know, A Charlie Brown Christmas, and It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Snoopy Come Home, which was probably the first television show that I cried my eyes out for. And so, as a result of that, the prevalence of Snoopy and Peanuts related toys was just everywhere. And as I was looking at things, I didn't know that I was going to talk about Snoopy today. I just knew I wanted to talk about a toy. But so I was looking through the Sears catalog, that online catalog, and I found this. And this is one of the first toys that I remember. This this play set, and it was a learning toy. Clearly it was a learning toy. It featured the Peanuts characters. There were little figures that you could pop inside this house. And by pushing the appropriate button, which corresponded with their color, it would cause the tree to pop open and Lucy to pop out of the tree house, or the window to open and Linus to appear, or the door to open and Charlie Brown to appear. And then Snoopy's button, of course, tilted up the little ramp and he rode down on his doghouse. And you could attach them all together and he could pull a little train. It was amazing. It was amazing. But it didn't stop there. No, I had the Snoopy toothbrush holder. I had, yes, a Snoopy toothbrush holder, and your toothpaste fit right down in it. Apparently there was a comb attachment, but I don't remember that. That thing plugged in, and it was zzz, it vibrated. It was like a brushy thing, right? And I mean, I have one now. I have a Sonicare now, but Snoopy's not on it. See, Sonicare, listen to me. Hear my words, Sonicare. Make me a Snoopy Sonicare. I will be the first one in line to purchase it. Then there was the Snoopy snow cone make machine, which I am stunned they actually still make it. You can order one of these right now on Amazon, and it's only been slightly redesigned from the original one that was from the early 70s. That's fascinating to me. That's the enduring power of Charles Schulz's work through Peanuts and through the character of Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and all the rest. The snow cone thing, it was basically just an ice shaver, but boy, it was great. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And finally, this plush. I didn't have a teddy bear. I had this. This went everywhere with me. This went to the grocery store with me. The collar and the tag lasted only a few days, I'm sure. That thing was gone. Snoopy was without collar. But it went everywhere with me. Grocery store, doctor's office, bedtime. Went to the storm cellar with me when we had tornadoes. Because, the house could blow away, but Snoopy was coming with me. I love him. I love him, I love him, I love him. And, on my deathbed, I want a Snoopy under my arm. So that is probably, just highlighting one of the most significant toys of my childhood, anything related to Snoopy. And I hope that, I am always so shocked at how so many of you have had experiences with the toys that I mention, and you tell me stories about how you played with the toys or who had the toys in your circle of friends, and the ones that I specifically name. So I cannot wait to hear how my buddy Snoopy has snuggled his way through your life. That I'm so excited. I look forward to it so much. And I hope you enjoyed this little episode of my toy chest with Snoopy. Once again, it was a virtually haul-less week. I am not going to show you the singular pack of floss that I received from 123 Stitch, because why? But I had an embarrassment of riches with the Happy Mail this week. So much so that I've got to just plow through it. And the wonderful thing about the Happy Mail is that I am embarrassed because I feel on some level I don't deserve the kindnesses that you're sending me, but it's also to continue and put forth, because this week I received Happy Mail with the specific intention behind it in addition to something for me, but to give forward, to pay forward, and so that I would have things to give to you as giveaways. So I'm thrilled about that, and I feel a little bit better about it because it's going to be circulating. It's not just going to be me. It's going to be like that line from Hello Dolly, you know. Money, you should pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth anything unless it's spread around, encouraging young things to grow. You would have loved if I had done that in Carol Channing's accent, wouldn't you? Yeah. Can't do that. But anyway, first of all, Sherry S. sent me in the mail, printed out and everything. She purchased it and sent it to me as a very sweet gift. I find your lack of cheer disturbing. This great, great chart, and I cannot wait to start it and do it because this one is one I'm going to do. Let me tell you, I'm absolutely going to do this one. Just love it. So Sherry, thank you so much. It's so thoughtful. And we'll have a Star Wars segment in a few weeks in the toy chest segment because talk about the overriding things that shaped your life. Snoopy, Peanuts, Star Wars. We'll get there. The second is a very sweet, I'm going to have to do an edit. It helps when you talk about these things if you actually have them in your hands. One of my viewers who would rather remain anonymous sent me a treasure trove of things that she just destashed. And one of them specifically that I will be stitching and keeping initially and then passing along more than likely is this lovely Blue Flowers Halloween Parade. Halloween Parade by Janine McGowan. I love this chart. I have seen this chart previously. I've wanted it. I haven't gotten it yet. So you know who you are. Thank you so much for this, and thank you for all the rest too. I am so thrilled to have these to use and to pass along. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another viewer, Paula K, same thing, destashed some of her old charts and sent me these, and one specifically that I will be keeping because it's so specific is this. She wrote an ode to your snotty cats. So, and I love that. Thank you. But this is Plum Street Samplers Clementine. Apologies for the glare, but it's this lovely cat. I've seen some other people stitching this. Maybe Michelle Bendy stitching did this one, but I just adore this, and I will definitely be stitching this too. She also sent a lovely charts that I'll be talking out in a second for giveaways. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Anonymous, and thank you, Paula, for that. Tammy Blaylock, who is Creative Country Girl, she is also a Flosstuber. If you have not, and I believe she might be in the under 1,000 subs club. She's close though. She is a very talented sewer, and I was gifted one of her project bags by crazybandladystitches and loved it. And she and I began chatting. Tammy Blaylock and I, Creative Country Girl, and I began chatting. And she very generously offered to send me a project bag to use as a giveaway. And I encouraged it and was so thrilled that she would want to do that. And of course, what happens, she sends me two. One for me and one to give away. So thank you so much for these. I do not know how you knew that peacocks were so one of my things. I love them. And so this will be mine. Thank you so very, very much. But this amazing project bag, this is gorgeous. It has a beautiful decorative ribbon trim that looks kind of rough and homespun with the wood top with which is also the back, the plank backing, and of course the patriotic front with the stars and the red. I believe, yes, there's a great, looks like a B zipper pull. This is going to be a very special giveaway. This is going to be part of the 3,000 subscribers when we get there, because this is special and it's beautifully made and it's a wonderful project bag. So this is going to be the one of the things for the 3,000 subscribers mark. Tammy, thank you so much. Again, if you're not watching her, she's a beautiful stitcher and has a lot of works in progress that are all great and progressing on them all. So if you haven't watched Creative Country Girl, check her out because she's great. That was an odd little edit, but the reason being, I forgot to mention that she puts floss drops in the edge of the bag. So like there's the bag, but then there's like a floss drop right there. That's really super cool. And then she sent me this sweet little needle minder too. So thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it so much. This will be a wonderful giveaway, hopefully very soon. Thank you. The last piece of happy mail is not something I can show you necessarily yet, but it was a very special piece of happy mail. Very shortly after last week's video premiered, one of my viewers, Aida R, sent me, it was just amazing. Aida is a very talented artist. She, if you don't follow her on Instagram, I'll put her Instagram below. She's a very talented artist. And she sent me a chart that she created after watching my last Flosstube and after watching the story of Miss SHARYL. She charted me a single daffodil stem sitting in a Wedgwood teapot, which, if you watched last video, is exactly from the story of Miss SHARYL's jonquils. I was so touched. I was so touched, and I'm so excited to work it up, and I can't wait to share it with you all. And when I mean share it with you all, I mean really share it with you all. I don't know how. I haven't wrapped my head around it yet, and I don't know when it will be. Hopefully, maybe it will be in springtime. But another viewer suggested that we do a daffodil stitch along. And I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to maybe share this chart with those of you who would like it. And Aida has given me permission to do so. And we'll do a stitch along of that. It's beautiful. I can't wait to stitch it. Aida, I am so grateful and so thankful to you. That is so very sweet. I appreciate it so much. And it's just amazing. So thank you so much. And we'll have more about that later on when I kind of wrap my head around how I want to move forward and do that stitch along with all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Last week we announced the 2,000 subscriber celebrations giveaway, and I have winners for you. I did this morning. I waited until the last minute, but I have used the YouTube random comment picker, and I have 3 winners. So very quickly, here they are. Bundle 1, and by the way, all of these are JBW Designs. Judy was so kind to give me several of her charts that I will be using for giveaways. And so all of these are hers, and all of you loved them. You wrote in your comments how you loved them. Judy saw that you loved them, so that was fantastic. So thank you so much for sending some of that love and kindness her way too. But bundle 1 was called Harvest Tidings. 168 of you used the keyword harvest for that. And the winner of that was Marilyn Day. Marilyn Day. Congratulations. Send me an email. It is in the show notes below, and I will get that to you, those 3 charts. The second was called Cool Yule, and 199 of you wanted that one. By the way, we had 827 comments this past week. That was the most I have ever had on a video. Just amazing. So 199 of you wanted the Cool Yule. And the winner of that one would, and I love this name so much. I love this name. I think I would probably just want to give her a hug the minute I saw her. Maine Woods Nana. Maine Woods Nana, you won the Cool Yule bundle. So there you go. Maine Woods Nana. Is that not the sweetest? Bundle number 3 is red. This is a single brochure, a single flyer that has historical reproductions of samplers all done in the color red. There were 189 of you who would like to receive this one. And the winner of this one was Wilson 3D Designs, who has recently returned to cross-stitching or begun cross-stitching. So congratulations. You are now the proud owner of a JBW Designs sampler booklet. So that's great. Because of the kindness of my Happy Mail, we're going to do a 2.5 subscriber celebration giveaway today. Yay. Because I'm at 2.5. And I hadn't planned on doing this, but when I opened the Happy Mail this morning, and I saw the abundance of kindnesses that were in there, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a giveaway today. I'm going to do a giveaway today. So I have chosen 3 of the smaller charts that were in my Happy Mail. And this is going to be called the Winter Trio. And the key word for this is winter. So if you would like to be considered for this, in your comment, use the word winter. It's 3 different charts. 2 of them are by the same designer, and 1 of them is a separate, but they're all winter themed. And these are adorable, and I know that many of you would love having them. So I am putting that in here, or have put it in here. You've been probably looking at it the entire time I've been talking. But go ahead and remember the rules. You must be 18 years of age or older in order for me to ask you for your address. Please don't use any of the words giveaway or prize or winner or anything like that. Please like and be a subscriber to my channel. And yeah, that, you all know these things. My under 1,000 subs clubs mentioned for this week. Totally believe in paying it forward. So MEMPHISarahe, she's great. She's very close to 1,000, and she's from Memphis, Tennessee, and has a great Southern accent. And she's delightful to watch, and her stitching is great too. And she has the cutest little dog you've ever seen in your life. So if you're not watching MEMPHISarahe, please check her out. The other, gemmamaystitch. Gemmamaystitch. She is from the UK. She has only recently started doing floss tubes. There goes my stomach again. She is, when you watch her, make sure to turn your sound up because she has a very quiet voice. But she's adorable. She's just adorable. And she stitches fun things, and she has an amazing Welsh accent. And she just seems like a person that I would be friends with. Gemmamaystitch. But turn your sound up because she starts out very softly, and then the more she gets excited about her stitching, her volume picks up. But she's great. She's absolutely great. So Gemma, I know you're watching. So hopefully some of my amazing viewers are going to come over and watch how amazing you are. So those are my 2, MEMPHISarahe and gemmamaystitch for this week. that's it for me today. Thank you so much again for taking the time with me. I know that you have a choice when you are surfing Flosstube, and I'm glad that you hop on my surfboard. So, crazy. I don't even know how to surf. And I wouldn't either. I wouldn't for love nor money. No, 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 no. You know what else was big when I was a little boy? Jaws. That's what was big in 1976, was Jaws. My mother came home from seeing that movie. She wouldn't get into a bathtub for 3 weeks. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a great time. I wish you a wonderful week ahead, and take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.